you guys to go back and rewatch this game, but don't watch every Manchester United player. Watch one person. Watch Henrique Casemiro. Just watch Henrique Casemiro, because one thing you would absolutely appreciate and understand is why this game was never as chaotic as it felt, especially when Manchester United had Casemiro in the pitch. This wasn't the cleanest game for us, but it might have been the most important in this situation. Because in this situation, it's not about highlights. It's not about vibes. It's about control. And I promise you, it is going to be seen when I finish with this video. I need you guys to look deep into this. Because the early game, Casemiro sets the tone for Manchester United. The positioning in between the lines, always available as the rest of the team. He's always there. Anytime a team needs to reset the game, anytime the team needs to reset a move, anytime the team needs to reset any situation, Casemiro gives them an option and he resets it. Every single time Casemiro has the ball, he is understanding what he needs to do. Without the ball, Casemiro's head is always on the swivel. He is scanning every single time, understanding what the team needs, where he needs to go, and where the ball needs to be once he gets the ball next. Before United scored, Casemiro already slowed the game down. He already understood what he needed to do. He already understood how he needed to be, where he needed to play, the position he needed to occupy in order for Fulham not to have any threat, but for Manchester United to also be able to dominate what we needed to do. Now let's talk about the goal. We are talking about perfect timing. We are looking at that arriving late. We are looking about understanding how to run into the back post and occupy that situation. We are looking about Manchester United having a physical threat that we did not have since, might I say, Nemanja Vidic. However, Casemiro is showing us this season that if you can draft, if you can come up with creative ways to get him to the ball in a set-piece position, he will score 5 goals for you as a defensive midfielder. I don't think any defensive midfielder in the Premier League has done that this season. I think maybe only Zubimendi comes close. But the truth about it is that Casemiro is not only contributing defensively, he's contributing offensively. Someone to give you a glimpse of what he's doing is Gabriel Magalhaes. Someone that is doing big one for Arsenal defensively, but also does a mighty one when it comes to offensive, when he's in the 18-yard box for set pieces for Arsenal. Casemiro plays not just on instinct, but also on experience. And that is why us losing the experience of Casemiro will be absolutely detrimental. I'm not saying it's not the right thing for us to do, but we'll need very smart players for us to be able to cover the shoes that he is going to be leaving behind. Now, one thing is for sure, Casemiro didn't attack the box. The box arrived where Casemiro was standing, and Casemiro did his one. You get me? He just arrived. The box literally just came because he didn't go to the mountain, came to Casemiro. Because that ball came and met his forehead so hard that he put it back in the back post before Brett Leno could have done anything about it. Before Brett Leno could even turn his head, Casemiro had already smashed that ball in. Casemiro changes the mood of Manchester United. We said this before in the start of the season. The start of Casemiro when he's on the pitch and when he's off the pitch for Manchester United is staggering. It's literally earth-shattering. That is how crazy it is. It is honestly remarkably crazy about when Casemiro is on the pitch and is off the pitch. How much difference we are, how much security we have, how much threat we threaten the opposition. All those things are truly some things that we need to look at. And now let's look at what the situation is. When United are leading, Casemiro would stop advancing, unfortunately. And that is where the situation is. He drops deeper and he focuses on the second balls, blocking lanes, telling other people where to stand. This is Casemiro. It's his best. When the game becomes more about prevention, Casemiro understands the game. But the moment Casemiro leaves the pitch, those situations that he prevented We can't find them anymore in Ugarte. He can't prevent situations. Ugarte is more of a player that keeps on running around, trying to stop it from happening, instead of you delegating, standing in places, putting yourself positionally in the right place that the pass does not get to Sessegnon. And if it gets to Sessegnon, the pass sure doesn't go back to Kevin or Kevinho, whichever way you want to pronounce it, because he's Brazilian. But one of the things that we are going to miss in Casemiro is his constant communication, his hand gestures on where players needs to be, his leadership. Enjoy the moment. We all heard that when he told Patrick Dogo, enjoy the goal, enjoy the moment. He does that on the pitch every single time, pointing players into shape. He is literally the coach in the pitch. That's why when you see him celebrating with Carrick after winning the game that he won, you have to enjoy it. Because he's basically playing chess while every single person on there is playing FIFA. They're not even playing checkers. They are playing FIFA. That's what they're doing, compared to what Casemiro is doing on the pitch. Of course, I've already spoken about the collapse and why anytime Casemiro leaves, it just collapses every time. This is where people say Casemiro was poor, but they're absolutely wrong in this situation. Manchester United lose compactness. The fullbacks are too high in this situation. The midfield is too stretched. Casemiro is suddenly defending 30 yards of space all by himself. And that's a problem. We all know that that's a problem. We saw it against Erik ten Hag, or when we were with Erik ten Hag. No defensive midfielder wins that kind of battle. Not at all, except your Gattuso, or maybe N'Golo Kante. The Fulham goals, definitely not Casemiro's fault. But I really think we need to give Casemiro the respect that he deserves. We need to absolutely pay homage to his name. We need to speak about it, give him his flowers while he's still here. This is a tour for Casemiro for the rest of the season. Casemiro will probably never play for Manchester United after this season again. He has already said it. And it's going to be a hard time for us to see Casemiro at Old Trafford, because he probably go and play for Brazil, play a team in Brazil or a team in Saudi or a team in the MLS. But one key part about this situation is that we have an opportunity to celebrate greatness, and we need to celebrate it. Celebrate Casemiro from now to the end of the season. Make him understand that the United faithful are faithfully behind him and love every single bit of good morning, good morning. Let me know what you guys think in this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.